Welcome to Balanced Life, Happy Life weekly gathering, where we offer solutions to the health challenges most people experience on a regular basis. And we welcome you to discover our simple and vibrant way to live a more balanced and happy life. Oops. Remember, every Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have an appointment. And along with today's topic, we want to emphasize the importance of prevention. What is prevention and why is it important? The term prevention is generally used to represent activities that prevent an action or behavior from occurring in the first place. However, it can also refer to activities that promote positive behavior. And prevention can help us to take care of our bodies and health as well as financially. Therefore, all the products we offer at Niken align with the concept of prevention, and prevention is better than cure. Through these 5 vital elements, we can target prevention: air, water, sleep, nutrition, and natural energies to help us to feel and be in harmony with nature. Niken is continually adding new products and technology to the wellness home. Be part of this important movement and start your Niken Wellness Home. Today, we will feature Wellness Home, why everyone needs one. And if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration by Nikola Tesla. Water is the driving force of all nature by Leonardo da Vinci. Sometimes all you need is a little fresh and clean air. Tired minds don't plan well. Sleep first, plan later. For this gathering, please welcome Dr. Gary Lindner.
Thank you, Ruben. And I think you pretty much said it all. We will continue with tonight's presentation. Let me share my screen. And while I'm doing that, I want to thank Heather, my partner, Heather Abbott, for the wonderful slides. She always creates great slides for us. And so tonight we're going to be talking about and introduce you, if you're new to this call, to a simple and effective concept for prevention: the Niken Wellness Home. And in my opinion, it always does that. There we go. In my opinion, and why everyone needs one. So pay attention to this. This is pretty much just common sense, but I'm going to go through some issues, some problems, and solutions that we provide through the Wellness Home. So, first of all, what is our biggest health challenge? And this isn't just here in the US, but it's globally. And even though we've been through a pandemic with COVID, everything else, our biggest health challenge has been and remains chronic disease. And 50% of adults have at least one chronic condition. And by the age of 65, this jumps up to 80% of us. I find this totally unacceptable. So treating chronic disease accounts for nearly 90% of our healthcare dollar, and they're responsible for 7 out of 10 deaths each year, and not to mention a reduced quality of life that is associated with chronic issues. So when we're treating them, how do we usually treat them? And Ruben kind of touched on this a little bit in his introduction, usually with pharmaceutical intervention. Now, take a look at this. 4.3, it's actually 4.38 billion prescriptions were filled in 2019. And that's pretty much the most current figure I can find. And that's roughly 14 per person. So the Mayo Clinic says 7 out of 10, 70% of Americans take at least one prescription drug, and more than 50% of us take 2. 85% of adults age 60 and over are on prescribed medications. So is this the answer? No, this is treating. And really what this call about tonight is preventing these issues. So what if, and dream with me here for a minute. So what if we could change this to where only 1 in 10 adults had a chronic condition? All right, instead of 50% of us or 80% of us, by the time we're 65, we only have 20% that have that. What if chronic disease were responsible for only 1 out of 10 deaths each year? And what if treating chronic disease accounted for only 10% of our healthcare dollar instead of 90%? Would we have happier lives, more balanced lives? I think we would. Would this be a wonderful thing? Yes. And I think this should be all of our goal. And we start with this individually and then share information so that people can make decisions. So the key here really is prevention. And to prevent, I think the first thing we want to find out are what are the causative factors for chronic diseases. So you can break these down into 2 main categories: non-modifiable factors, which include our heredity, our genetic makeup, and our age, and those that are modifiable factors, which basically include lifestyle. So both the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control say that 80 to 85% of chronic diseases are preventable. So we're looking at urbanization, globalization, chlorination of water, more environmental toxins in our world and in our bodies. Lifestyle choices such as tobacco use, an improper or unhealthy diet, poor or inadequate sleep, dehydration, a lack of physical activity can all be factors, and these are modifiable. So this is the good news. We can modify these major factors responsible for chronic disease to help reduce these figures. So each week, my very knowledgeable and esteemed colleagues talk about these 5 vital elements for life. And I think we can all agree we all need air. We need to breathe. We breathe about 23,000 times a day. We need water. We're at 70% water. We need to stay hydrated. We need to rest. We need to sleep. We need to reset our bodies. So we need adequate sleep. We need to feed the cells of our bodies with whole food and wholesome nutrition. And we need the natural energies of the sun and the earth. So if we currently look at each of these, and I'm just going to throw this out right now because as a physiologist, it really amazes me that how incredible our bodies are. We have 50 trillion cells in our body. We replace 6 billion a day. And in the time I just said that statement, we each replace 50 million. So that's astounding. And that's still for years, that's astounded me. But in order to do this, we require these 5 vital elements. So let's ask the question, are these 5 vital elements in a way that nature intended them originally to be? I'd have to say, no, they aren't. Our air isn't that healthy. We have chlorinated water, tap water, from tap water. We have bottled water, which has a whole host of problems, microplastics, BPA's, you name it. We don't get enough sleep. We lead 2 busy lives, very fast lifestyle many times. And as Ruben said earlier, sleep first, plan later. Sleep first, work later. So get a good night's sleep, feed ourselves with good nutrition, and get the energies of the sun and the earth that our bodies require. So maybe because of modern living and the other factors we talked about, urbanization, modernization, maybe these are the factors because these exist in an unhealthy condition for chronic disease. So let's kind of take a look at that. So let's first look at air. Air pollution is the 4th highest factor in death globally. And pollutants, and many people don't realize this, pollutants can be 5 times higher indoors than they are outdoors. And where do we spend most of our time? 90% of our time is spent indoors. And who spends the most time indoors? The very young, the very old, or the sick or the infirm, usually in not a healthy environment as far as air quality goes. So I think we want to say, I think we would want to breathe the healthiest air possible. So our solution in the Nikin Wellness Home is a Kinko air purifier. It not only cleans your air with very effective HEPA filtration, but it also helps to replicate natural fresh air with negative ion technology, like you find in the forest or by the beach or by the waterfall. And I think you can all relate to what that air quality is like in those environments. This is called Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing in Japanese. So we want to have healthy air in our homes, and this is a decision we can all make. Let's talk about water. Now, this is a subject I talk a lot with people about. Like I said, we're about 70% water. Everything we do physiologically is tied to water. And we would want to have healthy water, but we also want to drink enough water. That dehydration has been called the mother of all epidemics and the first step we need to take when addressing chronic disease. Here's a statement I used to tell my children when they were young, and I still tell them when now that they're grown too, that water is not just a beverage choice, it's an essential nutrient. And when we think of it that way, maybe we'll make the choice to drink more water. So drink half your body weight in ounces per day. And we want the healthiest water possible. Failure to drink enough water is a causative factor for a whole list of chronic issues, including fatigue, joint pain, weight gain, headaches. 90% of headaches are caused by dehydration, ulcers, high blood pressure, kidney disease, type 2 diabetes, and the list could go on and on as results of dehydration. And 75% of us walk around dehydrated every day because we make choices other than water for the beverage that we're drinking. So drink more water, and we want to drink the healthiest water possible. So how about if you could turn tap water into spring water? And that's the idea and the design and the technology behind Nikin's solution for healthy water, the Pymag waterfall. It's like Mother Nature poured you a glass of water. And we would want this in our wellness home as well, and with our other products as well. So we're showering in healthy water, and we have healthy water on the go with our Pymag Sport bottle, and then the home unit with the Pymag waterfall. Sleep, another big issue. Many of us do not get enough sleep. It's estimated 70% of us don't get adequate sleep. And sleeping less than 8 hours a night, again, is linked to all kinds of chronic issues. And fatigue, weight gain, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, stroke, obesity, and cancers. And we want to, part of the issue here is that we don't look at sleep as a productive part of our day, and many people don't, when physiologically it's probably our most important part of our day. So get 8 hours of good quality sleep each night. And we want to accomplish that with the Nikin Naturest Fit sleep system. This is a system that is designed around the physiology of sleep for a restful and rejuvenating night's sleep. It's amazing. I used to be not a very good sleeper. I would lay in bed trying to fall asleep, think of everything I still needed to do, and planning the next day. I mean, just about everything other than sleep. And once I did fall asleep, I'd wake up in a couple hours, go through the same thing again. I switched my sleeping system to the Nikin system, and I fall asleep quickly. I stay asleep, less tossing and turning, and wake up feeling refreshed. If I often hear this with people that have made the choice to get the Kenko Fit system. After sleeping on it for a while, the proof in the pudding, if you will, kind of is take it off the mattress or go on a vacation or somewhere where you're not sleeping on it. It'll be a world of difference in the quality of sleep that you get. So highly recommend the Nikken system, and it is part of our Nikken Wellness Home. There's something that I find very interesting because one of the choices we make daily is what we eat. And many of us do not eat a very healthy diet. So only 1 in 10 American adults get enough fruits and vegetables in their diet. So what does that say? 90% of us don't. So we really need to pay attention to that. And 60% of children don't get enough of their fruit, and 93% don't eat enough vegetables. The solution is to supplement. And Nikken provides that with whole food nutrition. And I'm showing 3 of our products here that can provide a protein source and help your microbiome. And that is the Kenzen Vital Balance with probiotics and lots of other very healthy things in it. Also, I have shown the Jade Greenzymes, which is a healthy organic barley grass for more energy. And it also acts as your vegetable complement. And then the Super Siaga can be utilized to get your daily fruit complement. So whole food nutrition on a daily basis is very simple and very affordable in the Nikken Wellness Home. Energy, here's the problem. We need the energy of the sun and the earth, and there's a number of different energies there that are vital for our existence and for our good health. The problem is we live in a world of electronic smog. Cell phones, laptops, TVs, we're Wi-Fi'd everywhere we go. So we really want to aid our bodies in dealing with this technological smog, if you will, with the natural energies of the sun and the earth. And Nikken accomplishes this with our healthy natural energy products. These are ones that Heather and I use in our home and on our bodies on a daily basis. They help us give us balance. They help reduce stress. They help give us more energy. And we also kind of utilize it as a first aid kit. If something's a little sore or owie, we have some products that can help with that as well. So definitely this is part of your Nikken Wellness Home as well. And if you were to picture it, of course, there's no furniture in here. There's just Nikken Wellness Home products. But this is what you're building when you are building your Nikken Wellness Home. And as Ruben said, Nikken is continually adding new products and technology to the Wellness Home. So a Nikken Wellness Home transforms your living spaces into a safe haven, a place that not only supports better health and energy, but promotes balance and well-being. Nikken accomplishes this through a process, which is really cool, called biomimicry. And most scientists and professionals agree, and healthcare professionals agree, that biomimicry will play a more important, of the greater importance in the future than it even currently is. So what it is using science and technology to replicate nature. And we all know that Mother Nature knows best, right? She does. So the Nikken Wellness Home is the most logical and effective prevention-focused healthcare system, self-care system in the world. So I'm going to summarize very simply what I'm really saying here. And that is, if you enjoy the benefits of modern living, and I'm sure most of us do, in other words, indoor plumbing, electricity, heating and air conditioning, the internet, Wi-Fi, your cell phone, your laptop, then we really need technology to counteract the side effects of these technologies. So self-care and Nikken Active Wellness Home products provide an integrative approach to being healthy by choice. And please join us. Please share this information with those you know and care about, and help us create every home to be a wellness home. So we invite you to be part of our global wellness community. And for more information, please contact the person who invited you. And with that, I want to thank you all for joining us this evening, and have a great evening. So Ruben, I'm going to turn it back over to you for any closing comments, and I'll
Thank you
stop
very
my
much,
share.
Dr. Lindner. Thank you. Great presentation today. And we invite everyone, and let's invite more people to come next Tuesday. We have Air Matters with Dr. Liliana Warner. And again, thank you very much for being here. Have a great evening, and we will see you next Tuesday. Goodbye. Goodbye. Everyone, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.